Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Nikaz Tech here on Twitter posting this: the rate of coin accumulation against the backdrop of falling prices is growing. The block analyst notes a sharp increase in the number of addresses, which have from 1 to 10 BTC. The figure is approaching a record 800,000. So guys, the rate of coin accumulation against the background of Bitcoin price falling is growing, which means likely not just retail who is accumulating Bitcoin, but also institutions. So these are specific addresses with 1 to 10 BTC. I mean, unless you can drop, anywhere between $16,000 to $160,000 on a Bitcoin, that would be the type of investor that they're identifying here. So, just taking a look at this chart one more time, 1 to 10 BTC increasing despite the fact that Bitcoin price is declining. Now we've got Bitcoin, still trading at around 16,500 as of the time of this recording. We really haven't seen too much movement for Bitcoin. You can see volume is up though, whether it is buying or selling volume. So Bitcoin is finding a nice level of support in and around here. Just zooming out on the Bitcoin chart, you guys can see here, if I throw on a horizontal line, Bitcoin is finding a nice level of support in and around here. So just zoom back in just to kind of see some details in and around here. Back from November 2 years ago, we can see Bitcoin did form some support down in here before continuing to rally up. So again, the price point right now, $16,500 per BTC. We've come down off the former all-time high from that former rally back in late 2017, where we did see Bitcoin find resistance too in and around there. So 16,500. This is the price where buyers and sellers are feeling comfortable trading their Bitcoin. Meanwhile, we're also seeing this, guys, from Will Clement. Bitcoin miners have been selling relatively aggressively, combined with hash rate decline and thus today's hash ribbon bearish cross. This indicates we are indeed in a period of miner capitulation. So the cost for mining Bitcoin is just not profitable anymore for some miners. So we are seeing miner net position change. We're seeing more in the red than in the green. And it's usually in and around these time periods where we know the bottom has come in. Now, this is not to say that the bottom is in 100%. However, this is a good indication, and we have seen this in the past. Just another piece of news here with regards to a specific coin. This one, Solana, over 643 million Solana now controlled by liquidators as part of Alameda Research bankruptcy process. So because of the bankruptcy situation, a bunch of Solana has changed hands. A platform dedicated to tracking Solana's key on-chain metrics says hundreds of millions of dollars worth of SOL are now in the hands of Alameda Research liquidators. Solana Compass reveals that Sam Bankman-Fried's bankruptcy trading firm Alameda Research previously controlled 48.6 million SOL tokens, worth over $643 million at the time of this writing, with Solana down nearly 95% from its all-time high of $259 per coin. Solana Compass quickly addressed rumblings that the massive SOL trove could be a source of tremendous selling pressure. So here's a quote. Alameda no longer holds the SOL, the liquidators do. The SOL on the chart is locked and cannot be sold, often for many years. Regardless, Chapter 11 means nothing can be sold until bankruptcy completes, and this could take, in fact, 10 plus years. So they are giving investors a bit of a 411 on what could happen to these SOL tokens. If I bring up Solana real quickly here, don't know how many of you guys are invested in Solana at this moment, but we have been seeing Solana just kind of hang on to this level of support from back in March of 2021. Solana right now trading at about $13.63. If we zoom in on this chart, though, we can see it is forming what is looking like this inverted head and shoulders pattern, which could mean a nice rebound for Solana. I mean, we still got to wait and see about that. There's a lot going on in crypto right now, a lot, kind of muddying the waters, giving many retail holders, I think, a sense of panic, a sense of, oh no, what do I do next? Should I be selling my tokens? Is this crypto thing just a big scam? Of course, guys, if you have been following my channel and many other channels on YouTube, you know that this is not all doom and gloom. The spec market is just one facet of this. The real world utility is what we're here for. And, you got to pay attention to what these big guys are doing too. This one from Michael Branch. Fidelity, one of the world's largest financial services providers, has officially started opening retail Bitcoin trading accounts. So this specifically for retail traders. The development comes after their announcement of a wait list previously this month. According to a report by The Block, certain users, presumably those on the wait list, received an email detailing the release, which stated the wait is over. So Fidelity They have been active in the Bitcoin industry for some time, according to the company website. It began mining Bitcoin in 2014. In addition, it launched a spot Bitcoin ETF in Canada in December of 2021. The financial services giant's interest in Bitcoin has not come without criticism, however, having been the subject of U.S. senators' scrutiny for its offering of a 401k plan that allows users to allocate to Bitcoin. But guys, the headline's now stating Fidelity opening up Bitcoin trading to retail accounts. So what does that mean? Obviously, crypto not going anywhere anytime soon, especially if this is retail facing. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Wanted to keep moving, guys, because the big story yesterday, which I'm going to touch on this morning, that is also affecting the crypto market, obviously, is this. BlockFi officially files for bankruptcy. So I'm going to touch a little bit on this. I know you guys likely know some of this information already. Stephanie Starr posted this yesterday. And here are some of the highlights. We're going to also get into what it means. Listen to this.
Bit of breaking news out of New Jersey. BlockFi and 8 of its affiliates have commenced voluntary cases under Chapter 11 of the U.S. Bankruptcy Code in the Bankruptcy Court for the District of New Jersey. The company will now focus on recovering all of its obligations to BlockFi by its counterparties. Now, this, of course, includes FTX, quite intertwined. We'll get more details on how this story is going to develop. BlockFi International filing in Bermuda for joint liquidators. That's the latest. This is Bloomberg.
So that's the latest news. We've also got CNBC reporting on this. BlockFi's bankruptcy filing shows that the company's largest disclosed client has a balance of nearly $28 million. And guys, here's a quote. BlockFi looks forward to a transparent process that achieves the best outcome for all clients and other stakeholders. Of course, it's just the official quote from Berkeley Research Group's Mark Renzi. The crypto company, which offers a trading exchange and interest-bearing custodial service for cryptocurrency, was one of the many firms to face serious liquidity issues after the implosion of Three Arrows Capital. So if you guys remember from back in the spring when Three Arrows Capital went under, BlockFi was facing that liquidity issue. And, just another example of how this contagion is spreading. And, we're talking about the crypto industry in this particular case. In a lot of ways, I feel like this is almost like a distraction to the bigger problem of global finance and the liquidity issues that we're seeing there. And they're almost like, trying to put the focus on crypto to be like, look over here. This is bad. We need to regulate this. This is what's happening here, and you guys should be paying attention over here. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on in the world that, they're kind of just glossing over, even though that, ironically, is a much bigger problem than cryptocurrency is currently. So the Jersey City, New Jersey-based company has already halted withdrawals of customer deposits and admitted that it had significant exposure to the now bankrupt crypto exchange FTX. We do have significant exposure to FTX and associated corporate entities that encompass obligations owed to us by Alameda assets held at FTX.com and undrawn amounts from our credit line with FTX.US. Genevieve Arach-Decter here also posting the latest updates with BlockFi. So BlockFi just filed for bankruptcy. Here's what we know so far. On November 10th, BlockFi announced it was halting withdrawals in the wake of the FTX liquidity crisis. So we heard about that back then. BlockFi was actually in trouble first thanks to Three Arrow Capital, as outlined in that CNBC report. They experienced about $80 million in losses. FTX swooped in to rescue BlockFi in July and save it from bankruptcy. The deal has two parts, a $400 million line of credit, an option for FTX to buy BlockFi for up to $240 million. Now, let's not forget, this was before the whole FTX scandal broke, so obviously this deal could not go through or cannot go through. However, the deal was not worth $240 million at the time. It was just the highest it could possibly be if FTX exercised its option. CNBC reported the deal was worth closer to $25 million at the time. This rescue, quote-unquote, rescue of BlockFi is actually what helped Sam Bankman-Fried become known as the JP Morgan of crypto by the mainstream media. So, we can't have such short memories here because a lot of this is less than a year old. A lot of this only happened a few months ago. And because so much is happening, it's really hard to keep track of it all. Nevertheless, BlockFi thought it was being rescued, but it just hitched itself to a different shaky creditor. When the deal happened in July, many believed FTX was in a strong liquidity position. Turns out that was not the case, obviously. BlockFi's line of credit is gone, and its acquirer is gone as well. We'll have to wait for some more details to see BlockFi's complete liquidity situation, but it's obviously not good after huge losses from Three Arrows Capital, Luna, and now the FTX collapse. In its bankruptcy filing today, BlockFi noted that it has more than 100,000 creditors and between $1 billion and $10 billion in liabilities. BlockFi has $256.9 million in cash on hand. BlockFi still owes FTX $275 million. The SEC is also listed as one of BlockFi's top creditors. BlockFi was fined $100 million by the SEC in February for failing to properly register its crypto lending product. Which brings us to the next piece of this. Stuart Alderati posting this. Another SEC regulation by enforcement success story. Months after the $100 million BlockFi/SEC deal, BlockFi had the $275 million outstanding loan to FTX. Unknown amounts owed to BlockFi from FTX, nothing ever registered. Fines paid with whose money? Customers have been decimated, essentially stating, and people on crypto Twitter are noticing this as well, the SEC was bragging about this victory, the $100 million that they were now able to collect from company BlockFi, but that money was actually stolen by FTX customers, considering the connection between FTX and BlockFi. Wow, the irony. Are you really surprised, though? Fred Spoli down here posting this. Stuart Alderati, don't forget the SEC lawyer who was on the team suing you and left midway through to join BlockFi. And then the $100 million fine with the SEC happened, and then the FTX connection, and then the ex-SEC attorney left a BlockFi. Things that make you go, XRP Julian Williams down here saying it's smoke, mirrors, and revolving doors. There are so many convolutions I get lost, and I've been following the news. The story needs packaging into bite-sized bullet points. It is very complicated to follow. There is a lot going on, considering there are a lot of entities who are really getting obliterated at this moment in time in crypto. You just got to be careful, of course. It's difficult when you've got influencers like this pumping these types of projects. This one I saw from Bitfinex. Remember when Anthony Pompliano was promoting BlockFi?
So what
BlockFi! Rocket ship, get on board!
So why does BlockFi need this much money, first of all? What are they going to do?
Growing. Over 500 employees now around the world. 225,000 users. Over $15 billion in assets on the platform. $50 million a month. $50 million a month in revenue. Let's roll. Zach, Flory, the rest of the BlockFi team are absolutely killing it. They've built an amazing business, obviously, and anytime you can get a who's who at the table of all these investors, something's going right. So I am bullish.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Here's the future of BlockFi and every crypto interest scam. Offer artificially high interest rates, highly speculative, likely to fail investments. Everyone loses their money. Who am I kidding? The Bitcoin community trusted a guy named Pirate. It's difficult because I get it. Greed can kick in very quickly. And, when you see these high APYs and you think to yourself, boy, I can get 20% on just holding my crypto with a particular exchange or a particular company. It can get enticing, when you start doing the math. But you got to think, if it sounds too good to be true, guys, chances are it likely is. And so I feel bad for all of those people who had some money tied up in BlockFi. Again, this is why I always say keep your cryptocurrency safe on a cold storage solution. I hope you guys did use the promo code over the weekend to get your Ledger Nano on sale through Black Friday weekend. I still do have the affiliate link in the description of my video if you guys still haven't gotten a cold storage wallet solution for your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. Just be mindful of that. And, we're seeing so many examples of that now where retail investors are learning the hard way, unfortunately. This from Stefan Hubert. How I see it, these people saw the SEC doing unlawful things, but didn't have the guts to touch the real thing, Clayton and Hinman. What he's referring to is this, okay? 8 congressmen tried to stop the SEC's inquiry into FTX back in March. 5 out of 8 received donations from SBF and FTX. So, you think some of these guys are above board, but, we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors until it is finally revealed. So, like politicians who have neither guts nor a clue, cobbled together something that somehow picked up a sentiment. That's what they got from it now. Be careful, guys. Again, always look at projects that are building, that are creating an ecosystem, coins that are solving problems. I saw this from Michael Branch, XRP ledger-based XPayNet to build retail payment system for hundreds of UAE businesses. This is where we want to put our focus. And XRP, not the only coin that is doing stuff like this. I'm invested in a handful of cryptocurrencies that I know solve problems. I know in the spec market, they're going to do well, but I also know for real world utility, for that long-term play, these are the coins, guys, that were built for solving problems. So long-term valuation likely going to be very high once we do finally get regulatory clarity and real-world utility globally. XRPayNet, a payment solution built on the XRP ledger, has partnered with 3 firms to allow hundreds of businesses in the UAE to help them build a retail payment system. In a recent announcement, XRPayNet noted that its CEO, Christian Polishchuk, partnered with Dubai-based Chaintech Labs, Bapes Clan, and Esposito Intellectual Enterprises for the initiative. Guys, here's a quote. In the last 30 minutes, our CEO, Christian, had signed contracts with Chaintech Labs, Bapes Clan, and Brian Esposito on agreed terms for a retail payment system for hundreds of stores across the United Arab Emirates. So again, just another example of real-world utility being built on the XRP ledger. This is a crypto to fiat payment solution built on the XRPL. It allows businesses to accept cryptocurrency payments in exchange for goods and services. This solution allows cryptocurrency holders to spend the asset class across selected stores. So you can have your cryptocurrency, but you can also use fiat for these payments. And, it's going to be one of those things where, because there are so many different types of fiat currency, so many different countries, right, issuing their own, fiat. And, if you have people from a different country who may be coming over, who may be using a different type of fiat, well, you can use the domestic fiat, but you might also hold crypto. So what I gather from this, they are assuming more retail holders will be holding cryptocurrency, and then you can just exchange that cryptocurrency for the domestic fiat, boom, instantly on the XRP ledger. This solution allows cryptocurrency holders to spend the asset class across selected stores. As I said, the nascent asset class is converted immediately into the business's preferred conventional currency once payment is made due to the high volatility associated with crypto. So that's the other thing. The business might not want the domestic fiat currency. They might want a different type of crypto like Bitcoin or XRP or whatever they decide to keep on the books. In a statement on its website, XRP claims that it is redefining the industry standard for financial transactions, and it will also facilitate the conversion of customer crypto payments made to businesses into their preferred conventional currency. So guys, this is the latest update from XRP. Hundreds of UAE businesses now going to be running on the XRPL-based XRPayNet, and this is specifically for retail payments. So interesting news there. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. I also saw this, guys, a Ripple partner, ACI Worldwide. They've partnered with a company called Vendo Services to enable merchants to offer cryptocurrency payments globally. So another Ripple partner here, forging a secondary partnership with Vendo Services, a leading European payment service provider. They've announced an extension of their partnership, so it sounds like they were partnered before, but now they're looking to enable Vendo Services to more than 127 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, to its global merchant customers amid rising customer demand for cryptocurrency payments. So customers are also demanding crypto payments. And, the XRPL, obviously, a perfect fit for that. Vendo Services, a leading PSP specializing in e-commerce, content platforms, and emerging industries, is already an ACI customer using ACI Secure E-commerce to offer state-of-the-art e-commerce capabilities to its merchant customers. Through ACI's strategic partnership with Rocket Fuel Blockchain Inc., a global provider of payment solutions for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, Vendo Services will now be able to offer cryptocurrency processing capabilities for its merchant customers globally. So down here, they just talk a little bit about how they are going to do that with QR codes. Just as one example, no processing fees, obviously. One of those beneficial attributes of the XRP ledger, considering, the cost of sending to and from is fractions of pennies. A lot of these merchants are able to just swallow that cost and allow their customers to transact freely. The interest in cryptocurrency payments among our global merchant customers is on the rise, and we expect demand to increase significantly over the coming years. This coming from the CEO of Vendo, enhancing our portfolio of alternative payment methods with an unrivaled choice for cryptocurrency payment options offered by ACI will give our merchant customers a more competitive edge, helping them to grow and future-proof their businesses. So one of dozens and dozens of secondary partnerships through a Ripple-enabled company, now working with Vendo Services, or rather extending their partnership with Vendo Services to offer specifically cryptocurrency payments globally, likely running on the XRP ledger through this secondary Ripple partnership. So great news there. Wanted to thank Matthew Liny for posting that gem. And guys, here is something that I think we should get really, really excited about. We know SBI is one of those bigger Ripple partners. Well, Wrath of Kahneman posted this. I don't know the circumstances, but it's good to hear Kitao is still hopeful for XRP. And apparently this was brought to us by a couple of members of the XRP community over there in Japan. Here is the tweet, and I'm just going to translate that real quickly. I heard from SBI President Kitao, Bitcoin is useless at the moment, and XRP, I don't think it's a conclusion right away, but he said, but if there is a settlement or victory, it will skyrocket. I think that the question and answer story will probably not be uploaded, so I tweeted it. So there was an earnings report. From what I understand, SBI Holdings did hold one of their typical quarterly reports, and this is what was said there. So that is interesting. A member from the XRP community in Japan mentioning this, he responded, President Kitao spoke about the usefulness of XRP during the earnings presentation. Let's see if we can glean more from that. Wrath of Kahneman responding, oh, excellent. That really is good to hear. Thank you for reporting it. Lot Revolution here asking, why is this settlement so important? I mean, if you have ODL that is cracking outside the US, the life goes on even if the USA is not involved. And this person here, Gachi15, responds, is it because the US has a higher usage rate of crypto assets than the rest of the world? We've got to remember, guys, and it all comes back to the USA in a lot of ways. It's got the largest economy in the world. I mean, China, the US, getting neck and neck there, but the United States, a large economy, a very important economy. And so once there is the clarity for XRP in the United States, this is going to open the floodgates for real world demand of XRP right now. We're only seeing these small exchanges. We're seeing, small fintechs utilizing XRP in these types of, retail capacity for cross-border remittances. I mean, it's all fine and good. It's helping to build the ecosystem, baby steps, right? But I thought this was great hearing Yoshitaka Kitao say this in a current earnings report, and he is basing it on the settlement. So hopefully we see a settlement soon. Let's not forget, guys, what he said back in 2019. Every bank in Japan will use Ripple's XRP by 2025. Of course, this was before the lawsuit, but it looks like we are still on track for global usage. Yoshitaka Kitao seems to think so long as we get a positive verdict for XRP. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.